Welcome to the SFL. I'm Cameron Irvine, lead play-by-play man and commissioner of the First Football eSport League, and this extensive guide will help you find everything you need to get the full SFL experience, or the experience you want. The first step to learning more about the league is on SFL Interactive, the multimedia hub of our website. Head to simulationfl.net and click on the Interactive tab in the menu. Once you're there, create your profile and receive your first 10 points. They'll show up in the upper right-hand corner. Points can be used to pay for anything from player progression to photo galleries and so much more coming soon. On SFL Interactive, you can watch exclusive league content like behind-the-scenes footage and videos, amazing plays, and classic games. You can also watch live games every Sunday night and participate in live lotteries, which can net you more free points. Back on Discord, introduce yourself in the Introductions channel to receive permissions. Tell us how you found us, who you are, and what you're interested in. From here, you can message team owners and general managers and inquire about joining the live stats, beat writing, multimedia, or broadcast teams, and hunt for your future home on the field. There are two ways to get on a team, either as an undrafted free agent or through the rookie draft. If you join in the months of April, May, October, or November, you qualify for the rookie draft right away, since rosters are locked during these months while the league wraps up seasonal competition and teams are re-signing or signing veteran players. If you join in any other month, becoming an undrafted free agent is your most likely route. Either option can net you success. If you're going into the rookie draft, a little bit of everything can go a long way in a competitive field. Make an impression by purchasing or gaining your points for player progression in advance. Earn a high chat ranking and show your desire and professionalism in the community chat rooms and in private messages with teams. Join a league staff, team, or contribute to the league's general fund. Drafts are held at the beginning of every June and December. If you're going to get scooped up as an undrafted free agent, your chat ranking determines what type of opportunities you could have. To find out if there are any recent openings on teams, check the player openings section of Discord. If all rosters are full, don't be discouraged. Opportunities come up all the time, and it may just be the perfect fit to start your career. Every offseason, you're able to start completely from scratch if you want, or you can negotiate a new deal with your current team or a different squad. Games are broadcast Sundays through Tuesdays on our SFL networks on Twitch, YouTube, and Fuel. While you're subscribing to those feeds, make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and give us some love on Instagram. If you need or want to talk to league staff, we're always listed in gold at the top right of the member list in Discord when we're online, and we'll always try to assist you or make time for you as best we can. That's the Simulation Football League, and that's just the start. Thanks for being here to make an impact. I can't wait to call your name.
And returning it back the other way is Jack Burton, and Carolina has a touchdown on a pick six.
Spins out of a sack, throws it to the back of the end zone. He's got his man. Touchdown.
So they're like, oh, well, we need real players. Like, oh, okay. So you need a quarterback? Sure.
He's up to the 30. He's gone, baby. My goodness. Somebody cool off that man's feet because they're on fire.
Throw. King wants it all now, and it's caught! Oh! Touchdown, Chicago!
Unbelievable play! That's got to be number one this week, and we just got started!
People like immersing themselves and all the buildup that goes in with that.
This is going to explode big time.
The SFL Network on YouTube welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
As the excitement of the first week of SFL action draws to a close, two more teams have an opportunity to wow us with stellar plays, hard-hitting defense, and intense football action. Tonight, perennial powerhouse Tallahassee Pride have reloaded with superstar talent and once again are expected to challenge for the crowd. On the other side, the Carolina Skyhawks, having tasted the playoffs 2 seasons ago, are relying on fresh blood in key positions to lead them back to the promised land. Two of the longest tenured SFL franchises will battle under the lights for the right to start their season with a win. Good evening, I'm your play-by-play commentator, Michael Trullo, and I'm joined in the booth tonight by SFL legend Ramos Lynn. Ramos, good evening.
Good evening. Do not let that head-to-head mislead you. 9-2, yes, but this is a great rivalry. Some of the players that play for the Carolina Skyhawks play for the Tallahassee Pride, vice versa as well. This is a great rivalry. Tallahassee, a great team. Carolina, a team that is coming in the upper end. And this is going to be a great game.
Certainly no love lost between these two teams. Tonight from North Carolina. Kickoff is next. Let's pause a moment for station identification. This is the Simulation Football League on YouTube. And it looks like we are just about ready to go. Carolina will kick it off first. Zeke Klein has the ball on the tee at the 30-yard line. The referee puts the whistle to his lips. Klein has his hand in the air. The whistle goes, and it's game on here in Carolina. Final session of Week 1 games gets underway as Hunter Jones returns to the Tallahassee 29-yard line, and we get the first look at a Tallahassee offense that brings a lot of players back. Only one player debuting for Tallahassee this season.
Yeah, and this Tallahassee team is very good at keeping their players, and they've been together for a long, long time. Christian Christensen and their receivers, and his receivers really have a very strong connection.
Especially Grayson Willis and Ken Gossett. And he's going to try and find them immediately to the near side. He throws behind his potential receiver.
Maybe he was
incomplete.
Maybe he wanted like a stop route or something, and he went out.
Christensen back to pass, deep over the middle, into the slot, and it's caught. One-handed spinning catch. That's Ken Gossett in his 5th season with the Pride, making a spectacular catch to start his season, and the Pride are coming out up-tempo here early. Here's a handoff to A.J. Francis.
And this doesn't... this doesn't surprise me at all. Tallahassee is this kind of team. They want to go fast and they want to strike first.
Christensen, far side, caught by Jones. First down and more as he turns to the corner. Already into Carolina territory to the 40-yard line. This reminds me of a college spread offense almost, as another run to Francis goes nowhere.
Yeah, and now they realize they have to group. But, again, they got to the 40-yard line of Carolina's side of the field. They realized that about 10 yards away from scoring range. And why not? I mean, this is what you want to start. This is how you want to start a game. You get the ball, and you want to start off quick. You want to score first. And Christian Christensen in this offense is a proper offense to do so.
4 wide. On 2nd and 9 after the 1-yard run, Christensen, 4-step drop, throws to the solo receiver. That pass is caught. 4 and 8-yard pickup. Complete to Grayson Willis. He makes his first catch. And I think I've called every name on the Tallahassee Pride offense, but here they are for you. Christian Christensen is the quarterback. Running back is A.J. Francis. Wide receivers are Hunter Jones, Grayson Willis, and Ken Gossett. As we see the first 3rd down play, it's going to be a run to Francis. Has a hole up the middle, and he spins his way up to the Carolina 25. First down.
Yeah, great job by the offensive line of the Tallahassee Pride. And Carolina was probably expecting some sort of short pass or something like that, but a great job by the offensive line on the right-hand side to open up the bay hole for a first down.
And with an offense that's so pass-heavy, there could be these situations where A.J. Francis has huge holes and everybody drops in coverage. They're going to go 4 wide again on 1st and 10. This time for the 25-yard line. Christensen, quick throw to the near side to Gossett, turns to the corner and is going to get 9 yards.
Yeah, and Ken Gossett is a very quick receiver, very quick for his size. He's a big guy, and, we've seen Ken Gossett really get most 50-50 balls in his career, but he's also very quick in the short passes.
Gossett a season ago, 867 yards and 9 touchdowns. Bunch formation to the near side and an isolated receiver far. It's another run to Francis, breaks off a tackle, spins to another one, and gets down to the 6-yard line.
So far, a beautiful drive by the offensive line. I cannot overstate it, both in the passing protection and the running protection as well. Doing a tremendous job on opening up the holes, and Christensen has all the time, and AJ Francis can pick up his holes to run through.
Now inside the SFL presented by APM Music Red Zone for the first time today. They'll start from the 6-yard line, looking to put a quick score up early. Christensen looks, pressure, down he goes, back at the 12-yard line. The defense finally got to him. Christopher Colon made the sack, and that's the first time I've mentioned a Carolina defensive player.
Yeah, Chris Colon really has stepped up his game since he first entered the league, and now he has his first sack of the season, which looks to be a very promising season by number 93.
Colon led the team in sacks last season with 16. 4 wide on 2nd and goal from the 12. Nobody in the backfield. Christensen to the end zone. Put it on the board. Ken Gossett. Right place, right time. Tallahassee touchdown.
Beautiful throw. Beautiful route. Especially in that side of the field. The field shrinks, and there's not too much space to operate, especially on a kind of like a deep route. But Ken Gossett finds the soft spot of the defense and gets in the end zone for 6.
Think about how much trust that Christian Christensen has in Ken Gossett. He had a receiver in wide open, at least 10 yards of space on the far side of the field, still threads the needle through to Gossett to make the catch.
Yeah, as I was saying, they have such a connection where they know, like Christian Christensen knows where exactly he's going to be at all times, Ken Gossett. So he's going to put the ball there, and Ken Gossett is going to be there to catch it.
Richard Douglas's extra point is up and good, and with 7 minutes and 45 seconds, it's Tallahassee 7, Carolina nothing. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. And a bit of a surprise from Tallahassee coming out in the no huddle for most of that drive.
Yeah, but at the same time, being Tallahassee, being on the road, you want to strike first, and you really want to impose their will, and you want to get on your rhythm of game. You don't want Carolina to get on their rhythm, so that's why Tallahassee went up tempo.
Good return from Carolina. And their return man, Harish Prasad, as he takes it up to the 33. Here's a Carolina offense that has a lot to prove. The quarterback is rookie Sully Richardson. The running back is Randy Mercury. They've got a fullback this season, Freddie Greer, another rookie. Wide receivers Dupree Hudson and Harish Prasad. And they'll set up at their own 33-yard line going left to right in this first quarter. Richardson, first pass of his SFL career is complete. Out to Freddie Mercury for 1 yard.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, Randy Mercury. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how this defensive line, because they're now having a 3-man front, at least on that play. Let's see how they can hold their ground against the 5 offensive line front, of course. So, if there's one defensive line as a unit who can do it, it's Tallahassee's as well, because they're historically good. But let's see if Carolina can play some good offensive line play, and they can dominate the trenches.
Richardson this time goes near side, passes off the hands of the intended receiver. Well covered by one of the newcomers to this Tallahassee team, Bernard Gooden. Here's the Tallahassee defense. Safeties are Sir Chappelle and Alex Bond. Corners are Michael Sprouse and Bernard Gooden. Defensive ends are Taquan Hale, Kevin Bain, and Hunter Norwood. Now it's 3rd down and 9. Richardson, alone in the backfield, will throw across the middle of the field, and it's almost intercepted. It was in and out of the hands of Alex Bond.
Yeah, that was just a floater. That was a very dangerous throw. It was not with a lot of velocity, not with very, it was not a precise throw. It was just like throwing it out there. And, tough first drive for the rookie, but now in the 4th down, they will punt the ball and see if the defense can do their job.
Maybe a little bit of rookie jitters, first game jitters for Richardson. 2 short passes and then a lob on 3rd and long. And that'll end Carolina's drive. Tallahassee will take over in pretty decent field position. They'll start from their own 31.
Yeah, and let's see if they go up tempo again. I don't think they will do it. I think they will like to settle down now that they have the lead. But let's see if they can put some more points on the board, which really will bring the pressure down to Carolina.
Since I never got to do it in the first drive, here's the Carolina defense. I'll get to that after this opening play. As Christensen sets up under center. Hands it to Francis up the middle, breaks one-arm tackle and gets 5 yards. And here comes the up-tempo again.
Yeah, at the same time, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, you're really putting the foot down on Carolina, and this is a big rivalry, so, you want to impose your will.
Christensen pressured, lobs it, almost intercepted, undersold Ken Gossett down the field.
Very dangerous.
And they're going to set up for another quick play here, 3rd down and 5. And they're going to run it to Francis, who goes nowhere. And the teams are going to trade 3 and outs as Tallahassee only gets 6 yards on their possession.
Yeah, great job by Carolina's defense and stuffing that down. That didn't work in their first drive. They were getting manhandling defensively, especially in the front, in the run game, and a great defensive drive to settle down and give their offense another shot.
Now during this punt, I'm finally going to run you through the Carolina defense. The safeties are Peyton Ellison and Tristan Hatley. The corner is Zane Doty, linebackers DJ Majesty and Shravan Prasad, and the defensive tackles are Phil Hall and Christopher Colon. And I think I can understand why a little bit better that Tallahassee's come out of this, up-tempo offense. They're trying to tire out all the star power that Carolina has up front.
Which is true. I mean, if you can run the ball down their throat, they will be running up and down, left and right, and they will get tired. Because they're very good, but as long as they have some stamina.
Here is Mercury on his first carry, gets 3 yards for Carolina. And I think this is smart by the Skyhawks. Go to their, if not a veteran, more knowledgeable man in the backfield.
Yeah, absolutely. And, again, it's now 2nd and 7 here for the offense of Carolina. So, again, they're not in a bad spot. I think they should, settle down. And because you saw in the first drive how the quarterback loved the ball and he was almost intercepted.
Mercury, again, gets the carry, gets no yards this time, though. Hunter Norwood was in there. And it's time to talk about the rivalry a little bit more. Especially, and then I'll finish my thought in a moment after this 3rd and 7. Check down, Mercury, room to run, almost got past the 2 defenders he needed to, but he was taken down 2 yards short of the line of gain. So it'll be another 3 and out for Carolina. There are 2 players on this Tallahassee Pride team that are former Carolina Skyhawks, that being the running back A.J. Francis and safety Serge Chappelle.
Yeah, and this is a huge rivalry. They don't like each other. As I was saying also at the beginning of the feed, it's like, these 2 teams really go at each other, and each time they play is completely different ball games, and you don't know what to expect.
Right now, the Tallahassee defense has came to play. Jones will take the punt back to the Tallahassee 28, and that's where their next offensive drive will start. First and 10 for Tallahassee, wearing very sharp uniforms tonight. Purple helmets, white jerseys and pants, purple stripes, and that gold paw print design. It's one of the best color palettes in the league, and as A.J. Francis goes nowhere on 1st down. Good defense that time. DJ Majesty came up and made the tackle.
Yeah, the longtime veteran DJ Majesty has anchored some defenses in his career in that middle of the field, in middle of that defense. And, that's going to be the bread and butter, I think, for Carolina defensively this season. It's going to be their front 7, who is really going to be playing really well if this team wants to make the playoffs.
Christensen throws to Gossett, who's running the wrong way, and he loses 3 yards. Caught him at the wrong part of the route there.
Yeah, he just ran out of room on that play. I think that maybe he was bumped at the line of scrimmage or something like that, and he just like ran out of room. So it's a 3rd and long, and this is a very good opportunity for the Carolina pass rush to get to Christensen to force another 4th down.
4 wide plus the tight end on 3rd and 13. But if anybody can salvage this situation, it is Christensen and this receiving core. Christensen, plenty of time, throws into one-on-one coverage, and it's knocked away. Perfect defense out on the corner. And Carolina will get the ball back after a 3rd straight 3-and-out combined by both teams.
Yeah, not easy, you know, one-on-one against a very good wide receiver and a perfect play. They were expecting that all the way. Obviously, it was a 3rd and long, so they needed to get it past the sticks. So it was a good defensive play, and they will have some decent field position, Carolina will.
That was 2nd stringer Daniel Pruitt who knocked the ball away from Grayson Willis. So Carolina showing their depth early in this game, and another punt upcoming for Howard McCoy. This is going to give Carolina some decent field position. It's going to be up by their own 40. Oh, no! As the returner, Harish Prasad, goes the wrong way. They're still going to mark forward progress at the 38, though.
Yeah, they're going to mark the forward progress because, you know, he was like kind of pulled down, and it was kind of weird motion. But yeah, it's going to be at the 38. So that's good field position for Carolina. You know, to settle down in this ball game, and you know, if they can get a couple 1st downs, they can start winning the field position battle.
Richardson in the gun. Mercury alongside. Richardson gonna throw to the far side. That pass is caught. Give 4 yards on a first catch to Harish Prasad.
Yeah,
We have to mention.
Go ahead.
We have to mention the Prasad brothers, both on this Carolina team. Harish on the offense and Trevon on the defense.
Yeah, and I think Harish Prasad is going to be really the face of this offense. You know, obviously they have a rookie quarterback, so you know, they have Randy Mercury now in his 2nd year. So I think Harish Prasad is going to be the face of the offense. You know, I think the most passes will go to him.
Here's Mercury, almost getting a 1st down. Needed 6, got 5, and it's going to set up a manageable 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, let's see what they do. I mean, they could run the ball again with Mercury just to get that 1 yard, but I will not be surprised if they throw the ball to Harish Prasad in a short route, probably.
Richardson has had some success so far on those short routes and checkdowns. They are going to run it, though, and Mercury picks up the 1st down across midfield to the Tallahassee 49.
Yeah, great job by the offensive line, just opening enough room for Randy Mercury to go get past the sticks for a 1st down, and now in Tallahassee territory for the 1st time.
First time either team has been in enemy territory since Tallahassee's opening drive where they scored a touchdown. 2 minutes to go in the 1st quarter. It's gone pretty fast considering the domination of the defenses so far. Richardson, short drop, gets it out to the fullback, Greer, and he'll get 4 yards. And this is a situation where you have 2 threats in the backfield, so the defense is kind of split.
Yeah, and it's it's a tricky situation here for both teams, actually. You know, Tallahassee has a very good front 7. They can rush the passer very well, and you know, they have a rookie quarterback. But at the same time, Randy Mercury is a guy who is right now maybe the focal point of the offense to start the season, so they are focusing more on it.
They're going to go to the fullback Greer again. This time loses a yard.
Great tackle.
A 3rd and 7. Yeah, it was a fantastic tackle on the outside.
Yeah, obviously you're talking about a big man in the fullback, so you go down to the legs and you can bring him down for a loss. That's a great play. And you know, the 3rd and 7, you know, it's not easy to convert 3rd and 7, especially when you have the Tallahassee defense again with a pass rush and a very talented back end.
Richardson's only thrown downfield once, and it was almost intercepted. Gonna have to do the same again here on 3rd and 7. Throwing. Oh, and it was just behind Dupree Hudson, who fell over after making the catch and couldn't turn upfield for the 1st down.
Yeah, very unfortunate because this is not even field goal range. So they will be starting winning the field position battle, but at the same time, you know, it's a tough break. You know, you had a nice drive ongoing, and well, they will keep the offense in the field.
4th and 2, yeah, and this is the part of the field where if you punt, you're only really giving the 20 or so yards. They may just be waiting and trying to see if they'll jump offside, and I think that's what they're doing. Oh, yeah, well, they called the timeout really early there. I saw the quarterback move, but they were going for it because there was still 8 seconds left on the clock. But the timeout is called, and Tallahassee will get the ball back.
Yeah, that was a little bit too early, as you just said. But anyway, I mean, they will punt the ball. It's not too bad right now for Carolina because now they are starting to gain some confidence offensively, you have to think. Now with a couple of first downs, Randy Mercury getting involved. And now your defense starting to make some stops as well. Since the first drive where Tallahassee scored, Carolina's defense has been pretty good. So, can punt the ball. You can get a good punt, but inside the 10-yard line, you could be in a good spot.
Punter for Carolina is Mike Johnson, no relation to Mike Fats Johnson, the defensive tackle. That is a good punt. Fair caught at the 11-yard line by Jones, and Tallahassee will be backed up in the shadow of their own end zone with 43 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's a very good punt. I mean, putting the ball at the 11-yard line now, if you can get a good tackle for a loss or even a sack with this very talented defensive front, you could be forcing 2nd and long, 3rd and long, and you can make a play to get the ball back.
Christensen gonna throw a check down to A.J. Francis. As time continues to wind down.
Yeah, great job on the outside.
And after a stellar opening drive by Tallahassee, it's the defenses that have come to play so far tonight in this first quarter. 2nd down and 10 for Tallahassee. Christensen over the middle. Caught but immediately wrapped up by Shravan Prasad, the linebacker for Carolina.
Yeah, 2 very talented linebackers down in the Carolina front.
And that will end tonight's first quarter. Your score, Tallahassee 7, Carolina yet to score. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. Tonight's SFL broadcast on YouTube is presented by APM Music, Production Music Library and Custom Music House, and brought to you in part by Fuel Beyond Imagination. Visit the all-new SFLinteractive.net today. By Matt Doyle Designs, the official branding partner of the SFL. And by MediaTek Institute, turn your passion into your profession. Aerial shots for tonight's game are brought to you by AirViews, united by drone. Visit airviews.com, that's AIRVUZ.com, to see more drone footage. Michael Travello, Ramos Lynn, back in North Carolina for tonight's game. We start the second quarter. Tallahassee going deep. Christensen making the catch downfield is Hunter Jones. And from the shadow of their end zone, they're out to the 41-yard line in one play.
Yeah, what a great job right there by Jones. And, those are the plays that you script. Let's come out strong in the second quarter. Let's do a deep throw. And the defense was just not prepared for that one. It was a one-on-one coverage. And again, that second-string player who did a great job in the previous drive now gets burnt.
Showed the ball to Daniel Pruitt, and that puts Tallahassee on the 41. It was a exactly 30-yard play. 1st and 10 for the Pride, going left to right in this second quarter. Christensen, plenty of time to throw, but underthrows it, and it's tipped and intercepted, and this one's going to be easily returned all the way down the sideline to the 5. Put it on the board. Zane Doty scores the first touchdown of the season for the Skyhawks for the defense.
Yeah, the immaculate interception for that one, almost picking it up the ground. The newer player on this Carolina secondary is Zane Doty with the first touchdown for Carolina's team in this season, and this is going to be a huge confidence booster.
As you said, his first game in a Skyhawk uniform after spending 3 seasons in Buffalo, New York with the Queen City Corsairs. Zane Doty has the touchdown. And we are an extra point away from being tied as Zeke Klein comes on out to try the extra point. And it's up and good. And with 10-17 rather to go in the first half, it's Carolina 7, Tallahassee 7. And that was the most unlikely way for Carolina to get their first points of the night.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and as I was saying, Carolina's defense was playing better and better since that first drive, and now with that pick six, is a huge help, and it's a huge game changer here in this game, because if they can get another stop and if they can get the ball back, now the offense will be very motivated to go down the field and score.
And there is a penalty. We'll see what that is coming up. And despite that 30-yard catch by Jones, the Tallahassee offense has sputtered for a couple of drives. It's going to be a face mask. And it's going to push Tallahassee back a little bit. Tallahassee saddles back to the line to start a drive in pretty much a similar position to where they threw the interception, and immediately A.J. Francis takes the handoff. And we are going to go to Kevin Irvine in the SFL studio for a quick game break. Back to the field in Carolina, 2nd down and 6. Christensen throws to the far side. And it's going to be caught out of bounds by Ken Gossett. I thought he caught that one in bounds, Ramos.
Yeah, me too. I mean, that's probably worth a challenge, because he will turn 3rd and 6 to probably like a 3rd and 1 or 2. So that's probably worth a challenge for Tallahassee, even though they will keep the red flag on their pockets.
So it's going to be 3rd and 6. 2 receivers each side. Christensen under center. Throws over the middle, complete underneath. First catch of the day by Trevor Swain. And that'll give Tallahassee a fresh set of downs at the 34.
Yeah, great job and great play design there for Tallahassee. They go to the 3rd string guy, Swain, and he makes a great catch to move the change. And Carolina really needs to account for that guy, and they don't have too many secondary players to cover such a talented group of receivers.
Hand off. Oh, what a spin move by Francis down the field, and last man standing in the secondary saves a touchdown. That would be the safeties, Tristan Hatley and corner Zane Doty, combined to prevent Francis from going all the way.
Yeah, great job by Francis. That was all A.J. Francis. The offensive line does a nice job, but A.J. Francis does a great spin move to get a big yardage, and now they are again in Carolina territory.
Spin move in traffic, one of the things that I'm not too much of a fan of in this league, because it often will lead to fumbles, but that time Francis made it work, pushed the ball across midfield, and he's going to get it again, but this time he's going to be stood up and dropped for a gain of only 1. Linebacker crush coming down from Prasad again, and again! Francis goes nowhere, loses the yard he gained on the previous play. And here comes the up-tempo offense again for Tallahassee. Christensen on 3rd and 10, and he's going to go down! Big defensive sequence from the Carolina front line, and a sack goes to Larry Bain.
Yeah, and the Skyhawks really showing stamina on the defensive front. You will think, but by doing the up-tempo offense, this Carolina defense will be gassed by the time they're running the 3rd or 4th straight play, but it's not the case. It's exactly opposite thing. The offensive line looks a little bit tired, whilst the defensive ends and defensive tackles look really good.
Maybe give a half a sack credit on that play to Phil Hall. He was there as well. And Carolina's going to get some pretty poor pool position as they're going to be back at their own 20-yard line. 7:31 to go. Second quarter, scores still tied. And this is the Carolina offense's first chance since the defense tied the game up.
And I will give the ball here to Randy Mercury, at least for the first play. I think that you need to settle down again, get in the tough situation. I mean, it's not that tough situation, but, move the ball and start getting that field position again.
Down the field, tipped and almost complete, even though it was tipped. Getting in the way of it was Bernard Gooden, who almost had an interception on the first series of the game.
Yeah, good job by Tallahassee in covering ground fast, and no window was open, so good play by them.
Maybe trying to force a pass a little bit for Richardson. In the gun with a receiver each side. Goes down the middle on second down and completes it down the middle of the field. Harish Prasad makes a big play, and the Carolina Skyhawks are up near midfield.
Yeah, what a laser. That was perfect accuracy, perfect velocity on the ball. And, it's a Carolina team that slowly but surely has been improving in all fronts. The running backs look better, the receivers look better, the defense looks better, and, they have high expectations with this rookie quarterback.
One of the things rookies do not lack is raw athletic ability. You saw it there. Oh, cursing the commentator as Richardson goes down for a sack. Hunter Norwood was in there before the ball was even snapped, it looked like.
It's that Tallahassee defensive front, and they are very popular for their defensive fronts. They always are in the top of the league in sacks.
Hunter Norwood, Jaquan Hale, and Kevin Bate, who went up to Alaska, tasted victory, won a title, and now is back in sunny Florida. Maybe the climate up there didn't suit him well or something, as Mercury takes a deep throw in the backfield and gets the lost yards back and a few more, makes it 3rd and 7.
And with 3rd and 7 here, Carolina, if they have a talent, I mean, I will not be surprised if they throw the ball again to Harish Prasad in some sort of similar route, like a corner route or a post route of some sort. 4 wide receivers, though.
Richardson under pressure, down he goes. Sack credit to Quan Hale as all big front are getting into it for the Pride on this drive.
Yeah, great job. Beautiful job by the defensive back end. This was what people call a coverage sack. Nobody was open. So Richardson was just standing up there, just waiting for something to happen.
Punt upcoming from Johnson. Going to be getting it away from about his own 30-yard line. Almost blocked, but the punt does get away. Beautiful punt. Flips the field almost exactly in half as Tallahassee will start from their own 25. And here is Cameron Irvine to bring you all the latest SFL news that's fit to print.
Thank you, Michael. Stephen Mullinex's debut in Mexico City off to a bit of a rough start. The Vultures and T. Roy Gaines are on fire right now. 21-3 over the Aztecs in the middle of the second quarter. Back to Michael and Ramos in Raleigh.
Thank you, Cam. A bit of a shock there, but right here, it's down the middle again, and another big catch for Grayson Willis.
Well, I honestly think Cam should have omitted that and not say that we are getting destroyed by Baltimore, but okay, Cam, thank you very much for that. And what a great play here. Again, Christian Christensen, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, former league MVP, just throwing a complete laser to the wide receiver for a big first down for Tallahassee.
And once again, this team is expected to go all the way as they have been for the last few years.
Yeah,
last year a bit of a down year for them, only 8-4. Still made the playoffs, still did big things in the postseason. As here is the fullback, Williams, grabbing the reception there for 4 yards.
And, quickly just getting closer to the 2-minute warning. This is the opportunity for Tallahassee to take some time off the clock and score before the half is over. Uh, they will have to kick the ball in the third quarter to start the third quarter. So, if they can get points in this drive, it's going to be huge.
Over the middle to set up a pretty easy third down. Ken Gossett got rocked by DJ Majesty. And a quick note I want to say about DJ Majesty. This is his first season on a team that he ended the previous season with.
That's true.
In his 6 seasons in the SFL, he was on Houston, Los Angeles, back to Houston, then Alaska, last season here in Carolina as a good pitch and catch to Ken Gossett. Will pick up a first down for Tallahassee and stop the clock with 3:51. Christensen again, over the middle, intercepted for the second time in the corner.
Yeah, beautiful play by the defender. Beautiful play. That is Tristan Hatley on that one, the number 22, the safety. Beautiful play, reading the route completely. That was a post route, and Tallahassee loves to do this, and that was a bad play call here for Tallahassee. Both receivers ran the same route, and were basically at the same space at the same time, so Tristan Hatley basically covered 2 players in one and got the interception.
Carolina's defense came to play tonight. They have their only 7 points and 2 interceptions, one by Doty, one by Hatley. And now it's time for the offense to possibly put together a drive with 3:45 to go in the first quarter. Over the middle, good catch by Harish Prasad. 11 yards and a first down up to the 30.
Great throw and a big first down to, start off your drive. They are at the 30-yard line, so... again, they have a lot of time. They have 3 minutes and 27 seconds here on the clock. They still have all 3 timeouts and a lot of resources to get maybe about 40 yards at least and get a field goal.
And Richardson has been throwing down the field a little bit more as the game has wound on. He runs around one defender and gets 6 yards on first down. Eventually tackled out there by Michael Sprouse. And RJ Manley was also in the area. Tristan Hatley, another interesting story for Carolina. Started in Carolina, then went to play a season in Houston, and now back with the Skyhawks as on second down, Mercury goes nowhere. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
A good job there by Tallahassee. There were about 7 players blocking. There was a tight end, there was a fullback, and they were able to get in there and make the tackle for no gain. Now, for sure, a pass oncoming, I will say.
Probably on 3rd and 4, Richardson over the middle. Oh, beautiful pass right down the seam. Dupree Hudson makes a great catch, moves into plus territory, and Sir Chappelle can't stop that one against this former team.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful play. And again, the rookie quarterback showing a lot of poise. His first throw, or rather his second throw, a little bit iffy, but since he's been really good at delivering big darts.
That's the 2-minute warning from Carolina. Her score currently knotted at 7 between the Pride and the Skyhawks. Final night of opening week action here in the SFL. We're going to be back with you next Sunday for more SFL action in week 2. Already looking forward to it. The Fan Night Game of the Week voting is up in the Who You Got channel. If you haven't voted for that yet, go check it out as Harish Prasad makes another catch for 7 yards.
Yeah, very interesting games here in week 2. And, this is where teams really by week 2, because sometimes by week 1, you don't know what your opponent's going to do. You want to try something new for the first, real game. But by week 2 is when, progression starts to kick in a little bit. You see fixed playbooks, and you see different stuff. So by week 2, it gets really good for a lot of teams.
Hand off Mercury. Plows through and gets a first down up to the 29, for Tallahassee. And this is the best drive of the game for Carolina. They started all the way back inside their own 30-yard line.
Yeah, and slowly but surely, this team, Carolina's looking very good in this game. Tallahassee, you have to think they came in as favorites. Tallahassee, of course, one of the best teams in the league in their history. Whereas Carolina, I've been in the up and end, but Tallahassee so far,
Richardson
look,
throwing long, incomplete. Oh no, complete!
yeah, he was caught.
Unreal catch, and the ball did not hit the ground after the hit. Dupree Hudson has 2 huge catches on this drive, and Carolina's in the red zone at the 7.
Yeah, what a big play right there to make it a 1st and goal.
Richardson looking for his first touchdown, goes to the end zone, it's incomplete. It was knocked away in the back of the end zone. Bernard Gooden, he's been everywhere so far in this game.
Yeah, good try, but the corner in a very good spot gets inside the defender to stop the post route and does a beautiful job, recognizes the route and immediately commits to the inside, almost gets the interception. I think he was thinking about, putting his feet on real estate, and that was an incomplete pass in the end of the day, but a great defensive play. And, with 2nd and goal, I will give the ball to Randy Mercury, to be honest with you, even though, well, actually, they're empty set. Never mind.
I was thinking the same thing, but never mind. Here we go, 4 wide on 2nd and goal. Under a minute to go, 2nd quarter. Richardson lobbing end zone, tipped it incomplete. This time Michael Sprouse got a hand on it, intended for Prasad.
Yeah, playing with fire. I think that he got a player underneath, but he tried to go to the end zone. So a really lucky play for the offense not to get intercepted. But now with a 3rd and goal, you have to think you have to go to the end zone now. And in an empty set, they will do it, I guess.
They flipped the receivers. They've got 3 on the far side now rather than the near. Prasad is the one-on-one matchup. Richardson gonna go to the one-on-one matchup, and it's incomplete through traffic. Couldn't find Prasad on the crossing route. They're gonna have to settle for a field goal.
Yeah, great job by the defense, just covering everybody perfectly fine. They were able to have the back end completely shadow the receivers, and now Carolina will have to kick a field goal, and Tallahassee will have their shot with maybe about 40 seconds left or so the offense can do something.
And remember, Carolina does get the ball to
Yep.
start the second half. So any points are good points in the final 2 minutes for the Skyhawks.
Definitely.
Right down Main Street from 24 yards goes Zeke Clyde, and the Skyhawks take their first lead of the season 13 as they take a 10-7 lead over Tallahassee with 49 seconds to go in the 2nd quarter. Remember to follow the SFL on Twitter at SimulationFL. Game alerts, final scores. What else do we post on there?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah, we have great articles by the beat writing team. Everything about the SFL history. There's a lot of good content on the website.
Tallahassee's going to have a chance, and you called it. Exactly 45 seconds to go. To go 70-ish yards. They'll start at their own 27.
Yeah, even if they can get about 45 and kick a field goal, they will be in a nice spot.
Down the middle, complete, 11 yards and a first down. Tallahassee uses their first timeout as the pass was complete to Hunter Jones. And despite Ken Gossett catching the touchdown pass, it's been Jones has been the main man so far for Christensen.
Yeah, it's been, and again, you think about what Carolina has on the defensive side, and they do have a corner to cover the number 2 wide receiver, but they are lacking that corner depth, so that's why they're maybe going to the 2nd and 3rd option because they're wide open.
.41 seconds to go. 1st and 10, Tallahassee 39. Trailing by 3, Christensen lobbing it deep, and it's incomplete, knocked away by Pruitt.
Yeah, very dangerous.
For a poor play earlier.
Yeah, very dangerous. And Pruitt has done a couple of very good plays in this game, and really, if he can stay in his ground, it's gonna be good for Carolina, as they're just trying to hold on.
Now 2nd down and 10, bunch formation near side, but it's going to be all in blocking for Francis as he gets 6 yards. Does get out of bounds to stop the clock with 33 seconds to go and brings up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, good job by getting out of bounds, because if you get a first down, you can call a timeout. You still have a couple remaining. It's a good play by him.
They're going to move the bunch formation to the far side left this time, as Christensen is under center. Back to pass. Plenty of time. Down the field. Caught by Gossett in open space. Put it on the board. Tallahassee only needs one play to get it all.
Yeah, and as you realize, they put Ken Gossett in that number 2 wide receiver spot, because now they figure, okay, we have the matchup on the right-hand side, so we're going to put our best receiver there, and he just completely burned him.
Carolina's defense tonight has lived by the Pruitt and died by the Pruitt. Daniel Pruitt has been targeted 5 times in the first half.
Yeah, and then that's basically what Tallahassee planned, especially here in the second quarter. We see it. We saw it more. It was, okay, you know, we're going to attack him. If he gets his place, it's fine, but we are going to get our place as well. And Tallahassee now is up front again by 4.
Tallahassee responds to a touchdown with one of their own and takes the 14-10 lead. 26 seconds left in the second quarter. It seems like the first quarter went so fast, the first half of the second quarter went so fast, and now the quarter refuses to end.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, we see a lot of scoring, and this is what happens, you know, when you're in the second quarter, especially if Carolina can get a first down, they will call a timeout, and it's going to extend even longer.
Prasad brings it up to the 32. That's where Carolina will start another drive with 22 seconds rather left in the half. So the touchdown drive for Tallahassee, if my math is correct, which it probably isn't, 77 yards in about 26 seconds. Richardson short to Mercury, gets 2. And they'll go up tempo to want to burn one of their 2 remaining timeouts. There is only 10 seconds to go, so they may just run it here and head to the break. Richardson back to pass. Over the middle. Tipped, intercepted with no time left on the clock. Swarmed and tackled is the man that made the interception, Alex Bond. And that'll do it for an entertaining first half. We will go to the break. Tallahassee 14, Carolina 10. We'll be back in a bit. This is the SFL presented by NPM Music on YouTube. Raleigh, North Carolina is the location. Tallahassee Pride versus Carolina Skyhawks is the occasion. Welcome back for the second half of the final night of Week 1 action of the Simulation Football League. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Michael Cirillo, joined by Ramos Lynn in the broadcast booth tonight. Ramos, a closer game than a lot of people expected, and a lot more defense than a lot of people expected.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, these are two teams who have been making strides on defense. You know, Tallahassee with a very good offense historically for them. But Carolina, you know, they brought DJ Majesty.
Skyhawks start with the football. First down and 10 in the second half. Prasad fires far side, caught by Hudson for 6 yards.
Well, already a positive play here for the Carolina team. I think that, you know, Richardson is going to be feeling more comfortable here in the second half, especially how he ended that first half. Other than the interception that pretty much didn't count, but again, you know, he's been making good throws to Prasad, and I like what I'm seeing from this kid. I think he's going to be a good quarterback.
Flares it out to Mercury, has a blocker, slips a tackle, and picks up a first down by a forward progress to the Carolina 41.
And Mercury, he had a rough start last season. You know, obviously a rookie. He was dealing with, you know, this player progression and all that good stuff. And now you see a running back who looks a little bit more composed and more solid. You know, in the passing game, in the running game, he looks strong and quick.
Over the middle, caught by Hudson, who is quickly turned into the big play man on this Carolina Skyhawks team. That's 3 catches of 20-plus yards in this game so far.
Yeah, that's a huge play again by Hudson. Great job making the catch. And Bernard Gooden is having a tough time covering him as of late.
Now Carolina gets across midfield to the Tallahassee 40. 2 receivers left, single right. The lone man in the backfield is Randy Mercury. He'll get the handoff, and he tries to escape, but he is wrestled down from behind by Kevin Bain for no gain, 2nd and 10.
Kevin Bain coming back to Tallahassee after spending 1 year in Alaska, and you know he's very familiar with this defensive front. Of course, he comes back with Norwood and those guys, so it's gonna be a good season for him again, I think.
Mercury again bottled up and dropped, this time for only a gain of 1. And speak of Hunter Norwood, there he is making the tackle.
You know, tricky 3rd and 9 here. What do you want to do? Do you want to try to throw it short and get into field goal range a little bit, or do you want to throw it deep? You know, against this defense and against this front 3.
They've got bunch formation to the far side left. Richardson gonna throw short and get 6 of the 9 needed to Klein, and that might set up a long field goal.
I'm not sure about the win, but yeah, they're gonna try the field goal. This is gonna be a long 50-yarder. They're at home, so well, no, it's a punt.
Interesting. I thought they might have gone for the 50-yarder, down 4.
Me too.
But they're just gonna try and pin him deep. Low snap for Johnson, gets it away though. That's a nice punt. That
Great
looks like
punt.
a beautiful punt inside the 10 and down to the 7.
Yeah, it's about the second time a really good punt there for Carolina, and you know who knows? I mean, if they can get a sack, you know, Tallahassee in some dangerous territory for a safety or something. You know, they have Chris Colon and they have those guys, so they can put some pressure.
Dear every other team in the SFL, that is a perfect example of how to not put the opposing team on the 20-yard line. I kid, but we do see it a lot. Here's Francis bottled up and dropped for a 1-yard gain. Only averaging just under 4 yards a carry tonight. That seems low for Francis, who's been eating up defenses in his 4 seasons in the league. Second down and 9. They'll go back to the passing game with Christensen. Short to the to Francis, rather. And he'll pick up 3 more, 3rd and 5. And now, Tallahassee in a bit of a pressure situation.
Yeah, in a 3rd and 5, and you have the tools. I mean, you have Ken Gossett on the outside and Jones and everybody, but you know, this Carolina defense slowly but surely playing very good.
Christensen, pressured, throws over the middle, caught. Hunter Jones picks up a clutch first down out to the 22-yard line.
Yeah, it's a great play. Yeah, great play. I mean, yeah, sorry, a great play. I mean, they don't have, and I don't want to say Carolina doesn't have right now the depth. And Christian Christensen, sorry, really part of the defense to his advantage and gets another first down.
There hasn't been much pressure on Christensen. He's been sacked once. Oh, this time they were all over the strong side run. Phil Hall with the tackle for a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, not easy to do, you know, to stop a guy like AJ Francis in the backfield when he's trying to run at full speed, when he's getting into full speed. It's not easy at all. So great lateral quickness by the defensive lineman. And now with it's 3 receivers. I will not be surprised if they run the ball again with AJ Francis here.
2nd and 12. They are going to throw. Christensen to the near side, tipped it incomplete.
Great job by the defender.
That is Grayson Klein, the cornerback, and puts another 3rd down and long situation in front of Christensen on this drive.
Yeah, and the defender really committed to the short zone. And great play by him. Now he will have to commit to the long, deep throws.
He's going to go underneath to Gossett. Gossett can't get all the yards needed. Setting up a 4th and 5, and the punting unit comes on, and a big win for the Carolina defense.
Yeah, and a great job right there for the defense. You know, it's just like, you know, get down, you know, get back. Everything underneath is okay. Just make the tackle.
Howard McCoy on to punt. And he gets it off from his own 15-yard line. Going to be pretty decent field position here for Carolina, especially with Prasad being a dangerous return man. Gets it out to the Carolina 41-yard line. And if you wondered what else was going on in the SFL tonight, have no fear, Cameron Irvine is here.
Thank you, Michael. Over in Baltimore, Lloyd Graham Jr. with a touchdown reception from Mike Dazzo. But Jeffrey Daggs just returned the kickoff all the way to midfield to give Mexico City good field position. Vultures up 31-6 in the 3rd. Back to you guys.
Curiouser and curiouser in Baltimore tonight. Here we've got ourselves a close game as a long pass by Richardson goes begging.
You know, when it's 2nd and 10 here, I mean, Carolina still it's a good spot. I mean, I like what they're doing offensively, even though sometimes, you know, it's the first game of Richardson's SFL career. And I like the play calling. Sometimes the execution is not the best, but that will come with time. And I think Carolina, with the playbooks that they have and with the talent that they have, you know, hanging around with Tallahassee is very promising for their season.
Richardson, incomplete out to Prasad, couldn't keep the feet in bounds, and it's going to be 3rd and 10.
Maybe that's worth a challenge. I'm not sure. Probably a catch to make it a 3rd and short, but I don't think they will throw the red flag.
Might have been challengeable because you get 5 or 6 yards from that play, and playbook opens up considerably more than 3rd down and 10.
Right.
And Richardson, short drop, short throw to the outside, and nowhere to go for Harish Prasad. And so after getting a good stop on defense, Carolina goes 3 and out.
Yeah, and it was probably worth a challenge there, even though now that you look at it, you look at the consequential play, maybe a good job by keeping your red flag. It was not obvious that it was a catch, so you're also risking a timeout. And now they will punt, and if this punter has played really good, so if he can pin the ball again inside about the 15-yard line, Tallahassee will have bad field position again.
Field position battle has definitely gone the way of Carolina tonight as Tallahassee once again starts inside their own 20-yard line at the 19. But they are down in the scoreline 14-10 currently. Quick chat shout-outs. Randy Mercury is in the chat, Ocho11. Harish Prasad is there, Really Since Kumbaya. Shadow Fox 37, Ashley Jackson. Kramer Senso Network is there. And everybody else watching us on the SFL Network on YouTube, we thank you for spending your Tuesday evening with us tonight and all season long. Christensen to Gossett, who can't turn the corner and only picks up 3.
And I like the play call, even though the execution again was not the best. But Ken Gossett with another catch, and Tallahassee has to settle down. I think that Tallahassee, as opposed to the first drive, where they went up tempo, I think they have to settle down. They have to run the ball a little bit more with AJ Francis and try to vary the playbook a little bit since it's getting a little bit predictable.
I formation. Francis dots it on 2nd and 7. He'll get the ball, follow the fullback, but a terrific arm tackle from DJ Majesty stops that run in its tracks after only a gain of 2.
Yeah, and DJ Majesty is really bringing a lot of toughness and a lot of experience to that defensive front. He's been a leader tackler for a couple teams here in the SFL in his long 6-year career here so far. So far, so good for the Carolina defense.
Threading the needle to Grayson Willis for another first down. I'd love to see the third down conversion numbers because Tallahassee's must be pretty high.
Yeah, they're really converting on those third downs, and they have a lot of, again, firepower to make those. So, Carolina, as well as every team in the SFL who faces Tallahassee, is going to have a tough time on those third down conversion.
Christensen changes the play at the line. Now throws to the weak side to Gossett. Picks up 6 on first down. They really like going to that one-on-one ISO between Gossett and Klein.
Yeah, I agree. And, it's what Tallahassee has done basically since, I will say, at least about season 10. It's those one-on-one situations they isolate one of the receivers, and 50-50 ball they're able to convert.
Only 1 yard there by Francis. He's up to 50 on the day. Maybe not the night that he would have wanted, as he has that one big run in the second quarter to his name, but everything else just hard runs up the middle. Now another third down for Tallahassee, 3rd and 3. It's going to be Francis again, and he's going to be stopped short. 3 needed, 2 gotten, and the last one was blocked by Shravan Prasad.
Yeah, great. Again, great job at clogging the middle of the field, and Carolina will get the ball back. I would not go for it if I'm Tallahassee. You are in your own side of the field, so you have to punt. You are the lead, and Carolina's offense will have another shot.
McCoy gets the punt away. This time Carolina going to be back a little bit deeper than they have been for most of the game at their own 27-yard line. The scoring in this game has come in quick bursts. Tallahassee scored a touchdown on the opening drive of the game. Then Carolina took a pick 6 for a touchdown, and then right at the end of the half scored a field goal to go up 10-7. Then 30 seconds later, right before halftime, a 60-plus yard strike to Ken Gossett put Tallahassee back on top. As over the middle goes Richardson, and Hudson grabs another first down right in the face of Bernard Gooden.
Yeah, at the beginning of the game, it looked like this was going to be a high-scoring affair with Tallahassee going up the field, and that pick 6 and everything, and it's been completely the opposite. Both offenses having a hard time to find space on the opposing defenses.
Richardson on 1st and 10 to Mercury with a lot of work to do. And he is hit hard after only a gain of 3. Big hit, Jamal Carroll. And that is what is called leaving a man out to dry.
Yeah, for sure. And as you were saying, Carolina's really getting that field position battle, and you feel that Carolina has that upper hand right now in this ball game, even though they are not leading the game.
All it takes is one big play. Tallahassee proved that in the first half. Dupree Hudson grabs 6 yards, makes it a manageable 3rd and 2. Minute 29 to go in the 3rd. This is a big play because if Carolina converts this, they probably hold the ball through the rest of the 3rd quarter. It's going to be on Mercury, and Mercury is stopped up at the line of scrimmage and is not going to get there as Bernard Gooden gets his revenge on the corner blitz.
Yeah, great job by the Tallahassee Pride defense again, shutting down another 3rd down, and it's been the story here. Carolina unable to convert in those 3rd downs, and Tallahassee being able to convert in some big ones. So it comes down again to the punter to see if they can get him inside about the 15-yard line.
Kick away from Johnson. And they're going to be stopped at the 20. Here is the score stream out-of-town scoreboard for week 1. Saturday, New Orleans waltzed into Alaska and got trounced by the reigning champions 40-7. On Sunday afternoon, Chicago beat Las Vegas 30-23, and Atlanta beat Sioux Falls 43-28. Both of those winners on the road. 1st and 10 for Tallahassee, 40 seconds to go in the 3rd. Christensen pressured, hit as he threw, but got the pass away to Francis. Francis breaks a tackle and gets 8 yards off of a broken play.
Yeah, great play. I mean, it was a play that probably could have gone for negative yardage and made it an 8-yard gain. Gets out of bounds as well.
On Sunday night, Oklahoma City beat Houston 16-10. Denver came all the way back to stun Vancouver 24-20, and Charleston opened their SFL account with a win 47-17 over San Francisco. Offset eye on 3rd down with less than 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Handoff strong side, and Francis goes backwards 2 yards. Again, the front 7 for Carolina coming up big. That time a tackle by Bo Rivers Monroe, a former starter on this Carolina team, but bumped with the star power coming in. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. Put your 4s up in the chat. 11 minutes to go, and the game on the balance. Pride 14, Skyhawks 10. This is the SFL presented by APM Music. Stay with us. Tonight's Simulation Football League broadcast audio 2 is brought to you by Nation's Best Football, helping NFL, college, high school, and youth players to help #secure the bag. By ScoreStream, official live scoring app of the SFL. By Sector 6, custom esports jerseys and apparel, and the exclusive SFL shop provider. And by Spygoat, dedicated to the craft of audio. Aerial shots tonight provided by AirViews, united by drones. Visit airviews.com to see more drone footage. Tallahassee could not convert a 3rd down play, and they'll start the 4th quarter by putting it away again. And as we start the 4th quarter with Michael Trillo Ramos Lynn in Raleigh, North Carolina here, this has been a knockdown, drag-out game here.
Yeah, it's been, and it's one of those games where whoever blinks first and makes a huge mistake first is going to be the one that loses. Tallahassee already had a pick 6 against them, but I think that the next part, like if Carolina throws a pick 6, for example, it's going to be near impossible to come back from it. for what it looks to be a game under maybe 40 points.
Mercury picks up 2 yards on first down. And I have one more ad to get to. This one very close to SFL home. The stats team do an important job in the delivery of A-plus broadcasting every week. If you want to be more involved in the community, the stats team is now recruiting for more members. It's a fun job to track stats on top of enjoying the intensity of the match as a viewer, as Mercury takes a pass to the far side, gets 3 more yards. Add a plus if you could do the stats for your own team's games. If you wish to join, just reach out to Mark Lopez in our Discord, and we appreciate the live stats team for everything that they do all season long. Now 3rd down and 5, and Carolina has basically shown no offense in the second half. Down by 4, they got to show something here.
Yeah, they do.
Richardson throws, caught, one-handed Dupree Hudson into Tallahassee territory at the 49.
Yeah, great catch and a great route, and the defense was just not there in the good spot. It was a great throw, back shoulder, so good, and number 27 couldn't make a play.
You almost knew it had to be number 80. He's been the big play guy tonight for Carolina, and he moves the chains all the way into Tallahassee territory. This is only the 3rd time that a Carolina drive has ended up on Tallahassee's side of the field in this ballgame. 9:47 to go. A handoff to Mercury gets 2. And all Carolina needs to do is get the ball in the end zone, and they're back in control.
Yeah, absolutely. Even a field goal right now at this stage will help. I mean, obviously you will be down just by 1 point with still about 9 minutes left in the match. But obviously you want to get the ball in the end zone, and this is a drive. So far so good for them, and this second down is going to be important.
Oh, and it's going to go backwards. Mercury loses the 2 yards he had on the previous drive. Hunter Norwood with a TFL.
Yeah, not very good. And, Tallahassee will put everybody back. So Carolina will probably have to just dump it short and try to make first down on yards after catch. But let's see what they do defensively.
Only 3 on the line and 5 in the box for Tallahassee. Richardson does dump it short. Prasad has a wall of white jerseys in front of him. Only got 5 of the 10 he needed. And they're going to have to send out the field goal unit to get within 1.
I think they will actually punt it. I mean, this will be a 51, 52-yard field goal attempt. So I think this is punt situation.
Yeah, they're barely, again, not in field goal range. They don't trust Zeke Klein to make it from 50+. Going to try another coffin corner punt. Bounces at the 10, down to the 5, and down to the Tallahassee 7 again. Another fantastic coffin corner punt.
Yeah, great job again. And, it's been the reason why this Carolina team has been in the game here in the second half, and it's been able to get that field position battle. Great punting game for Carolina today.
They do say defense wins championships, but defense doesn't win games if you're behind, so Carolina's offense has got to get something going. But right now, they've got the Tallahassee offense backed up to their own 7-yard line for the second time in the second half. Over the far side to Francis. He'll pick up 6. Tackle made by Doty.
And really, if this team, if Carolina gets a big play here, aka an interception or sack or something like that, they will be in a scoring position.
Well, they got a big play, loss of a yard, as Christopher Colon gets in the backfield, makes his stop on Francis, and it's 3rd and 5. I'm sure Howard McCoy does not want the prospect of putting out of the back of his end zone. Christensen, short drop. Gossett can't turn the corner. He's going to come up 1 yard short. He had the space, but the pass just wasn't there.
Yeah, tough luck there for Tallahassee. They will have to punt the ball, and it will depend on this return by Carolina. See if they can put the ball in a favorable position. And it's about the job of the punter to flip the field position again.
Gets the ball away from the 3. It's going to be fielded at the 45, and Prasad gets into plus territory at the Tallahassee 48-yard line. Best starting field position of either team all night.
Already in opposing territory, and again, you know, Carolina with another huge opportunity to make a big play and just turn the game upside down. They're in a running formation, so probably they're gonna run it here in first down.
Nope, they're gonna throw. They're gonna check it down to Mercury. Mercury actually slips the first tackle and ends up getting 4 yards out of that, so it's probably about 3 more than he should have gotten, so a positive play.
Yeah, and that's similar to a run if you think about it, just like a check down to the right-hand side. It's almost a run play, and that keeps the clock moving. And lo and behold, 6 minutes. If Carolina scores here a touchdown, can Tallahassee score a touchdown here in about 5 minutes?
Oh, almost a pick as the pass was intended for Freddie Greer.
Those are the plays that hurt. It's probably going to be like a 50-yard gain, but even a 2-3 yard gain will put this on a 3rd and 2, and it will be way easier to get than a 3rd and 6.
A lot of 3rd and medium to 3rd and long tonight for Carolina. And I think something they need to work on in training this week is the 2nd down efficiency. Now 3rd and 6. 6 minutes, 22 seconds to go. Richardson underneath. Caught and moving up the field is Clyde. And a first down for Carolina. Sorry, that's Cameron Walsh, not Clyde. Number 83 as opposed to 82.
Yeah, Cameron Walsh, number 83, completely wide open. The other receivers ran deep routes, and in the underneath, he was completely free. So great play, again, by the Carolina offense, who is now in field goal range finally.
But they want the colored paint in the end zone. Richardson short to Mercury, and he's bottled up and lost a yard. Alex Bond there on the stop.
Yeah. Carolina needs to be really careful. I mean, you do obviously want to get the ball in the end zone to take the lead, but, you're in scoring position. You do not want to throw an interception, and that will just limit your chances. So you have to be aggressive, but at the same time, you have to be a little bit careful of what you're doing.
2nd down at 11. That's Prasad, and it's going to be 3rd and 2 with a 9-yard gain. And this is what you talked about in the previous set of downs, setting up these 3rd and manageables.
Yeah, I mean, it's very important. I mean, it's a 3rd and 2, and now you can throw the ball short. You can even run it here with Randy Mercury, and that will really increase your chances.
It's going to be Mercury got caught up on his own blocker and dropped for a loss of 2.
Wow. Yeah, great play again by the Tallahassee defense, Carroll. And, Carolina, you have to kick the field goal. I mean, there's still 4 minutes and 30 left. Your defense playing really good here in the first half, and you have to put this in a one-point game. Sorry.
Zeke Klein on the field to try about a 41-yarder. Kick is all the way, and it's no good. Missed it wide right, and the gap remains 4 points.
And then this is how you lose games. I mean, was a perfect opportunity to get the ball in the nets and make it a 1-point game. And Tallahassee again has the ball, 4 minutes. And, if they can run the ball successfully here in this drive, they can just drain down the clock and end this game.
I see a heavy dose of A.J. Francis coming here for the purple and gold. Here's Francis on a first down run and picks up 3 yards right down the middle. As Shervan Prasad was in on the tackle.
Yeah, and Prasad and DJ Majesty, they're going to be the two guys responsible of stopping tremendous backs here in the SFL during Carolina season.
Offset I, 2nd and 7. 3 minutes 41 to go in the ball game. A throw out to Ken Gossett. He's going to go out of bounds. Stops the clock, 3:38 to go, and picks up 2 more yards.
Bad news is that, the clock stopped. So that's not good here for Tallahassee. I would not be surprised if Tallahassee runs this ball just to keep the clock moving.
They might, but then again, there's no help for Francis in the backfield, and the box is pretty loaded, but they are going to run. Francis, right up the middle, and he got a first down.
Wow. Yeah, with no help. I mean, a great job by the offensive line on opening up the hole, and I think that this defense, I think the defense was running some sort of pass rush stunt just to try to get into Christian Kirsten's face, and, next thing, they just got completely split up.
Carolina caught in the wrong defensive set, and Tallahassee made them pay, and they're going to burn more clock off with Francis. Francis loses 2 yards, and I'm sure that only really matters to Francis in his stat book as the time ticks away. This will probably bring us to the 2-minute warning here as it's 2nd and 12 with 46 seconds to go until that point. Christensen waits, snaps, hands to Francis. Francis got a hole off the left side, and he's going to get a first down. Give him 20 yards and move the chains again for Tallahassee.
Another great job by the offensive line. Now on the left-hand side, they give Francis the help with a pull from the guard. Number 76 pulls to the left and seals the edge as A.J. Francis runs for another first down, and this is going to go to the 2-minute warning.
That was Warren O'Hara, the left guard. And Tallahassee will probably just sit and wait the 6 seconds until the 2-minute warning. And we will reach the 2-minute warning here. Tallahassee 15, Carolina on its last legs, down by 4 with 2 minutes to go. Quick chat shout-outs one more time tonight. Harish Prasad, Kramer's Fan Zone Network, Randy Mercury, Carolina Skyhawks, Nightwing's owner, Realistance Kumbaya, Kanye Rockefeller, Joshua Williams, Siege Falco, everybody else watching us tonight on YouTube. We thank you for joining us for this presentation of the SFL. A quick run for Francis on first down takes us to 2nd and 8. Timeout, Carolina.
Carolina has still 2 timeouts, so obviously what they have to do is to stop A.J. Francis 2 more times before he gets to the first down marker. All Tallahassee needs is the first down in the game as well.
Christensen across the middle. There's your first down. Clutch catch, Hunter Jones. That may just be the nail in the coffin. Another clutch catch by number 10.
Yeah, great play. And you would have thought they will run the ball one more time instead of risking an incompletion. And yes, if you're Tallahassee, you want to keep running the ball because if you take knees, that's not gonna take much time off the clock. So you want to run the ball and extend this time.
They will run. For no gain, Carolina burns their final timeout. A minute 51 to go. Nah, once again, if my math is correct, it's not truly over if they get 2 quick stops here. With still 1:51 left. Christensen to the far side, Gossett. Goes out of bounds. That's a huge call by the referee. He looked like he was on the ground and down before he rolled out after the play.
Yeah, the thing is that obviously he wasn't touched, so the play was not over when he fell down. So he rolled it to the sideline, and that's indeed going out.
Big play for the Carolina defense. 3rd down and 6. This is the last chance. And it was so close. It was A.J. Francis got 1 yard short of the first down marker, and it's 4th and 1. And now what do you do here if you're Tallahassee? Do you go for it?
Will go for it because here's the thing. If you kick a field goal, Carolina can tie the game with a touchdown. If you go for it, even if you do not convert, Carolina still needs to go 83 yards down the field with no timeouts. So I will honestly go for it instead of giving them the chance to make.
Yeah, it's the difference between a 50% chance your opponent gets to try and win the game or a 100% chance your opponent gets to try and tie the game. They went for the second option. It's 17-10, but Carolina is going to get the ball back. Setting up for an almighty finish here from Raleigh, North Carolina tonight. 1 minute and 3 seconds remaining on the clock. Carolina down by 7. No timeouts. Gotta put it in the end zone to potentially send us to overtime. This return by Prasad is going to take him out to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, quite a huge call on that play. I mean, it's 17-10, so, Carolina has not scored a touchdown offensively. I mean, so Tallahassee's thought process is like, hey, they have a touchdown, but that was a pick 6. They have been unable to put the ball in the end zone offensively. But at the same time, it's just too much of a risk. I would have gone for it. I mean, even if you don't convert, it's 83 yards.
Oh, and barely almost a sack that would have probably ended the game, as Richardson barely got his arm going forward as he was swallowed up by Taquan Hale. 2nd down and 10, down to 55 seconds.
Yeah, very lucky Carolina didn't get a sack on that, and just 2nd and 10, the clock stops. Again, in a running formation, they do have 3 wide receivers, so let's see if they can have a play that throws the ball deep in this formation. They need it.
No, they're going to check it down. Mercury's got a blocker. Mercury's got the sideline. He doesn't get out of bounds. He was tackled in bounds on a play that was meant to go to the sideline. Clock running down to 40 seconds. Carolina forced to go up tempo and are stuck in this formation as it's dropped by Mercury.
Yeah, and this is the game. I mean, 4th and 2. This is basically your ball game. And not very good. I mean, you can throw the ball short here. It has to be to the sideline, and your receiver needs to get out of bounds. I mean, if there's another play where the receiver is in bounds and tackled, this is pretty much game over.
They're 4 wide, 3 left, 3 right, single left. Richardson to the far sideline, caught, and not out of bounds.
They need to spike it.
Walsh couldn't get out of bounds. Richardson races up to the line. 23 seconds to go. They're waiting for the 3rd man in the backfield to get into position, and they wasted about 10 seconds. And they spike it with 18 seconds to go.
Well, 18 seconds, 53 yards. So basically, you say we have like 2 passes, right? Like, let's make the first pass about 20 yards. Obviously, easier said than done, but let's make about 20 yards in the first pass, and then we have another shot to make not a 53-yard throw, but maybe like a 30-yard throw. But let's see what they can do here with the playbook that they have.
They're in this short formation again. Richardson over the middle, and it's almost intercepted. Oh, boy. That was R.J. Manley right in the thick of it. Almost sealed the game with an interception, 15 seconds to go.
3rd and 10, regardless, it's 2 plays. Even if you get a first down here, it's basically 2 plays. And they're now already going to Hail Mary play, so they're just placing everything on this.
Richardson sacked. And with only 10 seconds to go, I don't think they're going to get back to the line.
Not enough time.
Not enough time. Tallahassee survives and takes a win in week 1 in a tough-fought contest against the Carolina Skyhawks. They win it 17-10. As we take a look at the post-game stats and numbers, which were pretty close, actually, for the amount of game we saw. Time of possession owned it apart. As we get a final word on the evening from Ramos Lynn.
Well, I mean, it was just a matter of Carolina just couldn't get the run game going. 23 yards on the ground. And, you need to have that balance to be able to beat the Tallahassee Pride. They were very close because their defense played tremendously well. But at the same time, Tallahassee, a very tough team to beat. And, they start off the right foot. It was not pretty. It was not a pretty win. But 1-0 is 1-0 for them.
They will head back to Florida to host the Baltimore Vultures, who are currently beating up on the Mexico City Aztecs next week. And Carolina will travel to the West Coast to take on the Vancouver Legion in week 2. That'll do it for all of us here from Cameron Irvine in the studio. And Ramos Lynn alongside me. I've been your play-by-play commentator, Michael Chirillo, saying so long and see you next time.
Thank you.